Hello. Welcome. Can you hear me?
Hi, we got you.
So happy to see both of you. Helen and Maureen. Maureen, I don't think you've met Helen, have you?
Just a minute.
Hi, Maureen. I don't know.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, thanks.
Good. Did you say something? I had the ear pods in, not the other ones, so I didn't hear.
Right. I was just saying I didn't think that you had met Helen yet.
No, I don't think so. No.
So-
Glad to meet you.
Okay. And I have to tell you, Sophia, I was re-listening to our replay from the other week. I'm starting to talk back to you on the replay. I'm like, oh, this is a replay.
Yeah, amazing.
Tomorrow.
That's funny. That's really funny. Wow. Well, let me go ahead and share my screen and get over to the slides and we'll get going. Let me tell you first, though, before I do that, Carol, who is the lady that does the channeling of Yeshua, she's going to be coming in late. She was the only person that showed up where she works today. So she's been there by herself holding down the fort, and that's why she's going to be coming in late. So she will be joining us.
Okay. And I want you to know that if you run over a little bit, let's see, I have to leave at 1 exactly, or a few minutes before for another thing. So if I'll wave or something, but that's
Okay, no problem.
Where
Okay.
are you? Where are you, Maureen?
I'm in Washington State.
I figured it was different time.
Helen is in
Oh yeah,
Florida.
yeah, exactly. Three hours. Yeah, we are behind you.
Yep. And then this is Angela. Angela, please meet Maureen. Maureen
Hi,
is
Angela.
my roommate and priestess sister that I went to France with. Angela is the lady that I'm having my fabulous horse experiences with. She's the
Oh,
life coach.
Ah, cool.
of course. Yeah, wonderful.
So
Yeah.
she's in Apopka. And oh, Rebecca, I'm so happy to see you. Rebecca's in Pennsylvania.
Hi, everybody. Rebecca.
Okay, great. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Just for Angela and Rebecca's sake, I just mentioned earlier that Carol will be coming in late, but she'll be here. So this is the Venus temple in the Canary Islands, Spain. And of course, there are several islands in the Canary Islands. This particular island is Tenerife. And this pyramid complex, which this picture doesn't even do it justice, it's huge. I don't know how to pronounce this exactly. I'm calling it the Güimar Complex. That might be not exactly the right pronunciation, but it's on the island of Tenerife. And the Venus Temple Guardians are the El Key, the golden dragons. So I just want to take a moment to tell you what transpired around this revelation. So let me just stop the share so I can, there. So, I've got Simeon, my Arcturian, he's an earth wisdom being, and I've got Artemis, my Venus being. So I tune into them to get the names of the Venus beings. And so far it was always Simeon until I just got Artemis too. So Sunday, it's the day after the Gemini Mercury inferior conjunction. That's the day when Mercury and Sun are in the sky in the heart of the 3-week Mercury retrograde period. The day before, the day of, the day after is the most magical time of the Mercury retrograde. So Sunday, I tune in to Simeon and Artemis, and I'm asking them to please share with me the names of the guardians at the Venus temple there. And immediately I hear the word Elke. But as soon as I hear the word Elke, I see actually in my mind's eye, E-L''CHI, Elke. And then I hear golden dragons. And that just like totally took me by surprise, because we haven't had any kind of quote unquote mystical being as a guardian, temple guardian up to now. But then it made sense to me because, you know, we're going into the solar plexus chakra. These are the lower chakras. The frequencies of these chakras are aligned with the earth matrix frequencies. The higher chakras aligned with the spiritual matrix frequencies. So I was like, okay, that's great. And it didn't surprise me either, because when I went through my priestess process, I had a whole lot of experience with the dragons then. So familiar ground. So the next day, Monday, I'm on my way to Angela's ranch, and I'm just thinking about these golden dragons, and I'm just like fascinated by them. And I'm driving down this road in Apopka, and I have to turn at the coming light, and I see all this traffic starting to slow down. And then they're like going around this truck that has stopped in our lane. And I'm thinking, I don't want to go around because the light's right there. So I get behind the truck, and I'm not looking at the truck because I'm still thinking about the golden dragons. And I'm sitting there for a while, and I'm thinking, what is this truck doing? And I look up, and on the back panel of this white truck is this huge red dragon. And in big giant red letters, it says Dragon Plumbing. And that was just the beginning of the synchronicities of the dragons showing up again. You're going to see a picture of the golden dragons. Yesterday, I got an email from Alphedia. Maureen and I know Alphedia. She has a dragon mystery school. She was sending out an email. Yesterday, she sends out an email on the Dragon Mystery School, this beautiful picture of golden dragons. So I just had to tell you, while this is something different than what we've experienced in the past, I kept getting confirmation after confirmation that definitely the golden dragons are the temple guardians for this Venus temple in the Canary Islands.
Oh, that's cool. I have my golden tiger's eye dragon with me right now.
Oh, let me stop the share so everybody can see it. Wow.
Yep, she is she's the very first crystal skull I ever had, I bought. And she's been with me for maybe 3 years now. So I was interested about, you know, to hear the golden dragons, because that's what mine is. And also, just a sidebar here, the dragons are active, really active, the golden particularly, once again. So
wow.
yeah, it's really timely.
Some of those classes with Alphedia, haven't you? The dragon classes, yeah.
I have, and I did attend that last one too. Got some real interesting feedback where the dragons were coming. I would like to tell you they're circling Claribus right now. Caribou, yes, they're circling.
Oh my God. No, what you guys don't know is that there is this medieval fortress in the Cathar region of France that we visited by the name of Caribou. You have to hike up to the top of the mountain to get to this. And when I crossed over the threshold of this mountain, I dropped into a portal, and I had this whole past life experience thing where I was thrown off the side. I was a Cathar that had been thrown off the side over the wall of this castle. And I'm up there, and I'm like clutching to the like rock walls, trying to get up this. It was horrific. And then by the time I finally got myself out and crossed over the threshold again, I was completely released from it. So that's fascinating to me that the dragons are circling Caribou Castle now.
They are en masse. There's a portal there.
Yes.
And they're just coming right through together. And I asked if they were going somewhere else from there. And I'm getting better answers now from my questions. and they said Mount Rainier. So that's my mountain. There's a line that goes from Caribou to my mountain, Mount Rainier. And then I said, and where from that? And they said, no, stop there, stop there. So, so I have a little dragon path coming to Mount Rainier, which is the biggest mountain around my area, 14,000 feet. And so, yeah, they're just active. So I was really excited to hear that you were having them come through at this station. Yeah.
Really amazing. And just real quickly, I put this here to show you. So I had forgotten that I had this hanging on my wall in my living room, but it's a Celtic dragon. And so, yeah, all the stuff coming in. So, okay, let me get back to the slides. Here we go. So here's this gorgeous picture that Alphedia sent out. Let me move this over so you can really see it, of the golden dragons. And when I saw that come into my email yesterday, I just about fell off the chair, but it's absolutely gorgeous. And so this is a quote from Alphedia. She talks about the dragons are wise and ancient transformers. They are able to shift energy with ease. And I do a lot with animal medicine, and I love Ina Woolcock's work on animal medicine. And so this is a quote from her about dragon medicine. It includes change and transformation, wisdom, infinity, longevity, and movement through space. The dragon's power is that of shedding its skin and coming out as a new transformed being. And dragon represents the supernatural and infinite self. And then there's just one more piece here that I want to share on the fire dragon, because this is the solar plexus chakra, very much aligned with the sun, very much, as we know, the gate of personal power. It's the seat of our power, the seat of our will. And so I find it fascinating that Ina again says in Celtic tradition, the fire dragon is a symbol of transmutation, energy, and mastery. If this is your power animal, you will be lent enthusiasm, courage, and vitality. All of these key words, enthusiasm, courage, and vitality, these are key words of the solar plexus chakra. And then she says, your inner fire will be fueled. And of course, the solar plexus chakra is where we have our inner fire. So I just thought that that was really amazing. And she says that the fire dragon can also be a strong protector. So really excited to see all of that. And it was when I saw this image of the Celtic dragon that I remembered that I had my own Celtic dragon hanging in my living room. So let's talk about where the temple is. So, you know, the Canary Islands are off the coast of Morocco. So you can see here's Spain, here's Africa. So this is Morocco. Way over here off the coast of Morocco are the Canary Islands. And here's a little bit of a map that shows you some of the islands, but I like this map. Let me move this over just a second, because we're going to be talking about Tenerife. This is where the pyramid complex is. Pardon me, Güimar is here on Tenerife. And then also this particular island, Lanzarote, I don't know how they pronounce it, Lanzarote. We're going to be talking about that island too. So from my understanding, and if anybody knows anything different, feel free to chime in. From my understanding, these islands, or this island chain, they call it an archipelago, right? A chain of islands is an archipelago, are the remnants of volcanoes, as far as I know. So, oh yeah, right here, says so right here. There's the source. Volcanic islands.
Mm-hmm. There it is.
There it is. Sometimes I get it right. So let's talk about this other island, Lanzarote. What I found is that on this island, there is a park. It's called the Temenfaya National Park, also known as the Fire Mountains, right? Solar plexus, inner fire. And what's interesting is they've got this devil symbol related to this Fire Mountains Park. And so where this becomes relevant, and Maureen knows, when we were in Rennes Chateau, which is where one of our previous Venus temples is located, when you cross over the threshold of the Church of St. Mary Magdalene in Rennes Chateau, there is this figure here, which a lot of people call the devil, that is supporting the holy water vessel. And nobody can understand, why is this devil in the church? And it turns out that he's actually pointing to where the seat of Isis is that we went. So he is not a devil. He's a daimon. And I don't know if you're familiar with that word daimon from the Greek. They're spirit elementals that help humanity in, you know, their whatever their path is, their evolutionary path. And the name of this daimon is Asmodeus. And Asmodeus, what his job is he's a light bearer. So he points out to you within you where any pockets of darkness, right? Separation consciousness is existing within you that is ready to be brought into the light. So he helps you to recognize those spaces. So as soon as I saw this devil image over here, right, in quotations, devil image related to the Fire Mountains, I immediately was certain that this is again a daimon. I don't know if it's Asmodeus, but it's definitely a daimon, and it's definitely related, I believe, to the Venus temple. So I wanted to point that out to you. Okay, so here we are in our path, right? We're descending in this Venus descent journey, which is the morning star journey. We've come from the soul star all the way down here now to the solar plexus chakra. And at the solar plexus chakra, through this portal, we have access to the holy soul aspect of Sophia. So if you remember from before, when I talked about Christ and the Trinity of Christ, the three aspects of Christ, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, and the Trinity of Sophia, Mother, Daughter, Holy Soul. We are accessing the Holy Soul aspect of Sophia. I know a lot is not known about the Holy Soul aspect. So Maureen and I did a class during the Gemini Goddess journey on the Ascent journey. Here's the link to that class, and I'll put it in the description. In this specific class, we talk a lot about the Holy Soul aspect of Sophia. So that's there if you're interested. And then at this portal, you have access to the divine gift of Dharma consciousness. Dharma is a Sanskrit word. It means right conduct. And Dharma consciousness is love in action. So this is what we're being given access to at today's gate activation. And remember that through the descent journey, what we're doing is we are clearing out, we are sweeping out any of those lower frequencies that are interfering with our ability to have full access to our own personal power. Okay. So in the last temple activation, I talked about Venus overtones very briefly. And I said, if you're interested in Venus overtones, you can contact me. And then I ended up doing a whole blog post about it. So what I wanted to do is I looked up very quickly for everybody that I know that's been engaging with our temple activations. And I looked up their Venus overtone. Rebecca, I don't know yours overtone because I've never done a reading for you. So if you want to send me your birth information, I can tell you your overtone. But other than Angela, who has an Aquarius overtone. What I found interesting here is that we've got in this list 3 Aries, which is fire, 3 Geminis, which is air, 3 Virgos, which is earth, and 3 Scorpios, which is water. So all of the elements are represented in this list. And of course, Aquarius is an air sign too. Rebecca, I think would be fascinating if it turns out that you're an Aquarius. But Angela, I just want to let you know, Aquarius was on the world stage before Capricorn. So you are actually having a Venus return right now. And this Venus return started in January and it will complete in the middle of next year. So you're actually in the midst of your Venus return. And if it's something that's of interest to you, we can talk about it a little bit later. So again, because I had mentioned it, I didn't want to leave it hanging out there. This is the blog post that I wrote, the Capricorn Goddess of Sovereignty, that talks a lot about the Venus overtone. And I've just done a recent blog post called Returning Once More to the Theme of Sovereignty. I wrote that in conjunction with that Gemini Mercury inferior conjunction that just happened this past week. And in that, I talk about leveling up. So let's talk about leveling up. So let me see if I can move this so that it's not interfering with the slides. There we go. All right. So what we've been discovering as we've been doing these light code readings, I've been doing them for myself, of course, Carol, Helen has been doing the light code readings. I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time trying to get this out of the way. So I wanted to have Helen put on her mic and speak to you about the fact that what we're discovering as we are doing these light code readings at each of these temple activations, that each one of us are actually having our own personal alchemical transformation occur with us through these light codes. And there's actually seems to be an overriding theme for the alchemical transformation that each of us is having. So Helen kindly volunteered to kind of speak to that, to just let everybody know that as powerful as these Venus temple installation ceremonies are, if you really want to level up, take it to the next level, these light code activation readings are phenomenal. So go ahead, Helen, whatever you'd like to share here.
Okay, phew, let's hope the right words come to me. But okay, I'm thinking it was March is when I had my first reading with you, Sophia, and that was a mind opener. I have done astrology charts for ages. In fact, one of my clients, when I had my newspaper, was an astrologist, so he and I always chitter-chatted back and forth. And so you sort of know that that's your program. But this is like taking it all to the next level when you keep doing your solar returns. And it's bringing it. So anyway, so I told Sophia, I said, golly, I think we got to go back to the beginning and do January, February, March if we're doing the chakras and figure out what the hell's going on here. You know, is this really me? Is this what's going on? And it's been a journey. It's been really incredible. So it's sort of like putting it all together. It's not only just us, but it's proof of what each of us as being a piece of a puzzle on this earth is bringing from heaven above to the earth, to put it into the earth, to heal the earth, then continue on. Any questions? I mean, that's sort of, does that make sense to anybody? Does anyone have any questions or want to know more or whatever? Anyway.
Well, and the big piece is that by doing these light code readings, you become conscious of the light codes that you are specifically contributing to the Venus temple.
Exactly. Thank you. You took the words out of my mouth again. Okay.
It's okay. That's a part of the matrix that's going to come online for the new earth. And when you realize how incredibly powerful you are as a spirit being that's embodied, right? A soul that's embodied having a human experience. You don't even realize, you know, when you're walking around in your human day-to-day life and you're caught up with whatever's going on outside, you don't even realize how powerful you are. What an incredible creator you are, that you have a divine mission here. And looking at these light codes, it's like, whoa, just like Helen said, is that really me? Am I really that? And the answer is, yeah, yeah, you are.
It's sort of like we're being the vice versa of the dragons right now. The dragons are doing all this. We can't see them because we're not of that vibration, but they're all doing these things. We in our human form are doing these things, but maybe really don't realize we're doing them unless you look at your own light codes and everything.
Yeah.
And it used to be ages ago in the good days, they taught astrology and they taught astronomy, and that's why they taught it, because everything's upside down right now, and we've really been lied to gazillion times, and we need to get our truths back and right side up the pyramid.
Right.
Instead of being drained, we need to know that we are powerful beings.
Yeah, yeah. And with the activation of this gate of personal power, the solar chakra plexus, solar plexus chakra, it seemed like the perfect time to address how powerful these light code readings are, because this gate is about stepping fully into our personal power. So thank you, Helen, for sharing that. And as Helen said, you know, you can do a light code reading for any activation that's happened already, because we know we're accessing the eternal now. We're not stuck in this linear timeline. So these are the gate aspects, the aspects that are happening in the sky today. This is the gate activation, right? Venus and Moon, 28 degrees Aries. Now, look at all of the aspects that she's making. The big one is this square to Pluto retrograde in Capricorn. And we're going to talk about that in just a second. But look at the two semi-sextiles, two sextiles. Notice that Pluto retrograde is involved twice in these aspects, and Osiris is involved twice in these aspects. So this is just looking, just looking at this piece here, the purple piece, not even dipping into these other aspects, just looking at what's in purple, what the Venus moon is doing. This is what that is all about. It's about the inspired impulse, right? That's the Aries influence, the inspired impulse to step fully into your empowerment. That's the Pluto influence, which is also your sovereignty. That's the Capricorn influence. And to realign your seat of personal power, this is the gate activation with divine will. That's Osiris, the cosmic Christ that we know is divine will. That's what this gate activation is. Being inspired to step in, take back that power and realign it. Realign that chakra with divine will. And so it's a huge activation. And notice Pluto is retrograde. Anytime a planet is in a retrograde motion, the focus is on the internal landscape. So again, that inner seat of power is where the focus is. So I hope that that's meaningful to everyone about what's happening today. All right, here we go. So let's go ahead and set the sacred space before we start the meditation, like I did last month. So we just want to go ahead and claim this space. I claim this space for the Sophia Christ consciousness. And I call in the cosmic Sophia, divine wisdom, and Mary Magdalene. I call in the cosmic Christ, divine will, and Yeshua. I call in the Arcturian and Pleiadian star beings who have committed to assisting us with this galactic new earth plan. For everybody who is present today and for everybody that will be joining us in the future, I call in our mentorship councils. I call in our galactic teams, and I call in our spirit allies. And last but not least, I call in the Venus Temple Guardians, the El Key, the Golden Dragons at the Güimar Complex, Pyramid Complex on Tenerife. So go ahead, now that we've called in, established our sacred space, and just whatever you need to do to put on your armor of God, create spiritual protection around you, take a moment to do that. For myself, I have a spiritual protection spray that I like to use. We call on the goddess Diana, and we thank you for putting on your goddess, armor of goddess on each of us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so close your eyes, get yourself comfortable. Take some deep inhales. Take that inhale deep into the belly. Allow the exhale to just pop out. Take a few more deep inhales into the belly. And now let's bring that breath in a little bit deeper. We're going to bring that breath in all the way down into our pelvic floor. Take a few more breaths into the pelvic floor. Feel the breath expand that space in your pelvic floor. Breathing into that root chakra at the tip of your tailbone. And now let's bring that breath in even deeper. Let's bring it down all the way down to the Earth Star Chakra. It's below your feet. Some people say it's about 3 feet below the feet. For me, I perceive it at the bottom tip of my auric field. Taking deep breaths into that Earth Star Chakra. And dropping your energetic roots from your Earth Star Chakra into the heart of Gaia in the center of the earth. Connecting deep, deep, deep with the earth, feeling fully supported by her. And now that we're connected with Gaia, let's put our attention on our stellar gateway. It's above the soul star chakra. Let's intentionally open up that stellar gateway where we can connect with our higher self, where we can connect with the Sophia Christ consciousness. Allow yourself to open up your soul star chakra, your crown chakra, and begin to feel the rose gold liquid light of the Sophia Christ consciousness descend through the stellar gateway, through the soul star chakra, through the crown chakra. Opening up the third eye and allowing the liquid rose gold light of Sophia Christ consciousness to come through the third eye chakra. Filling up the crown chakra, filling up the third eye chakra. Opening up the throat chakra as that liquid rose gold light begins to flow into the throat chakra, filling it up. And as the throat chakra becomes full, knowing that the heart chakra is immediately expanding open to receive that liquid rose gold light, filling up the heart chakra. And bringing your awareness now to that solar plexus chakra and just seeing it completely open up, expanding to receive the liquid rose gold light of the Sophia Christ, the Christo-Sophia consciousness, knowing that Sophia is birthing her consciousness here through this solar plexus chakra. And go ahead and allow the sacral chakra to open, the root chakra, that earth star chakra, and allowing that rose gold liquid light to just flow all the way through you, down your roots and into the heart of Gaia. And now that we are connected to heaven and earth, we're going to begin our travels. Go ahead and in your etheric body, travel over to the Canary Islands, travel over to this pyramid complex. And when you arrive, you will find yourself within the actual pyramid. There is an inner chamber where we were all gathering together. The Arcturians and the Pleiadians are already there waiting for us. Go ahead and take a moment to greet your galactic friends here. And now we all step back to the sides of this inner chamber. And in the center of the floor slides open. There is a door built into the floor. It slides open. And it opens to a stone stairway. And there at the top of the stairway, as that door slides open, is one of the El Key, prepared to take us down the steps into the Venus temple below. So now we are all following down these stone stairs through the floor, following down into the Venus temple below. And when we get to the bottom of these stairs, there is a huge archway that opens up. And the golden dragon walks through into the Venus temple. We can follow the dragon through. And this Venus temple is enormous. The ceiling of this Venus temple, when you look up, it's probably at least a mile high. And the temple space goes as far as your eyes can see. It's huge. The rest of the golden dragons are there waiting for us. And the floor, the walls, and the ceiling of this Venus temple are all gold. And there are lights like torch lights around the walls to light the temple. And the flame of the torches is being reflected off of the gold walls, the gold ceiling, the gold floor. So it's very bright in here. So the gold dragons are all standing in a circle. And the dragon that led us down the stairwell is inviting you to go into the center of the circle. And so all of us, our Arcturian and Pleiadian brothers and sisters, are all within the circle. So we have a circle within a circle, and we're facing out towards the dragon. And actually, there are enough golden dragons there for everybody on the inner circle to have a dragon partner. And so we link hands in the inner circle. The golden dragons are also linked. And you establish a heart-to-heart connection with your golden dragon. And these golden dragons are carriers of the Christo-Sophia light codes. And so your dragon is now offering you a Christo-Sophia shield. It's in the shape of an 8-pointed star. And you can use this Christo-Sophia shield to protect your solar plexus chakra. And from this point forward, your golden dragon will be your ally. And no one from this point forward will be able to link into your solar plexus chakra and siphon your energy. No one will be able to link in to your solar plexus chakra and manipulate your free will. The dragons are impressing upon each of us here that we are and always have been fully empowered sovereign beings. They're saying that we lost the tools to protect our sovereignty. And that they are reestablishing those tools so that we can no longer be manipulated. And so now the golden dragons are expanding their circle, and they're inviting each of us to step into the circle. So each one of us is stepping between our dragon partner and the next dragon, so that we are now, the two circles are becoming one circle. We are all together in this one circle, linked up. And now the queen of the dragons appears in the center of the circle. And each of us in our outer circle link up heart to heart with the queen. And she sends each of us gold light to protect our entire etheric body. So it looks like a gold egg. The light that she is sending, directing to each one of us, it's taking the shape of a gold egg. And now she is also connected to the Sophia, to the Christo-Sophia light codes that are coming in through the galactic center at this time. And while each of us are receiving those Christo-Sophia light codes within each of us, so is she. And she is directing those codes at each of us to encrust the outer skin, is the word I'm receiving, of this golden egg, so that we have the Christo-Sophia light codes within us, and we now also have them around us. And so now she has gone back to the dimension that she resides in. I'm hearing that these 8-pointed star shields are 8-pointed because they are 8th dimensional beings. And so each of the golden dragons is now welcoming you into the dragon lineage. And take a moment now to receive the name of your golden dragon partner. So I'm hearing that whenever you're in a situation where you're feeling uncertain and you need to feel bolstered, call on your dragon partner by name, and you will instantaneously have the support that you require for whatever the circumstance is that you're in. So now that we have done the installation of the Christo-Sophia light codes here at the Venus temple, there's a huge atmosphere of celebration and joy. And the dragons throw their head back, and as they roar, they're sending fire up to the ceiling in exaltation of having installed these Christo-Sophia light codes. So everybody now is just kind of hugging each other, clapping, celebrating. So take a few moments to share some time with whomever you're drawn to as we prepare to travel back. This is our final goodbye as we get ready to leave this temple. Oh, the dragons are telling me that you can climb on their back and they will fly you home. So when you're ready, whether you choose to come back on your own or take a ride with your dragon partner, now is the time to head back. And when you find yourself safely returned to the space where your physical body is located, allow yourself to energetically settle into your physical body. You may actually feel bigger than your body will allow, and that's okay. It will all integrate. And whenever you're ready to return to this space in the here and now, just gently wiggle your fingers and toes. And slowly, slowly open your eyes as you're ready. There is no rush. So if you can give me a thumbs up to let me know you're back. Okay. Woo. That was intense, and I don't really remember a whole lot about it. Just that it was intense. So I'm going to stop the share so that we can do our sharing circle piece and hear what each of you experienced. So whomever would like to begin. And of course, you know, if you don't volunteer, I'm going to call on you. So
I know you're going to call on me, so I'll just volunteer.
thank you, Rebecca.
Oh my God. It was really funny when you said to get on his back and come back. That's how I got over there.
Goodness, that's amazing.
And my dragon was fire and golden combined.
Wow.
And I just colored my hair this morning because my roots were really bad. And I put more gold and copper in.
Wow.
That's kind of funny. Yeah. Now, when we watch this, I can't wait to watch this back, because when I go in or go under or go wherever, I twitch. Like when I'm in bed at night meditating, I'm like a dead fish out of water, flopping, like the arm is going and the leg. And I don't know what this is going to look like, because I could just feel myself twitching all over the place. But I get upset because I can't remember or see anything. I never can. It's rare. I shouldn't say never. It's rare. I feel things, but I don't see much. So I knew I got on a dragon going out, and I see it in my mind's eye, But sometimes when I meditate, I physically, like, I think I see, but I didn't. So I don't know. My neck is killing me. My shoulders are really tense and tight. I said hello to everybody when I got in there. And as soon as you said the floor opened, that was it. Just, I could feel like, and I don't know now, because you said about the dragon, taking the dragon home. I don't know if the dragon that picked me up is my dragon that was in the hall. So when we were leaving, I apologized if I wasn't getting back on the right dragon. Because, you know, God forbid I hurt somebody's feelings.
Oh, that's fun.
So I don't know if I actually rode the dragon in that I drove on, and if it was the same dragon. So I'll have to sit with that and think about that. And my dragon, I don't know its name. So
It'll come to you.
Yeah, but it's just feeling for me. It was just, I got lost a little. I didn't hear you for a little bit like I do. But it's just more of a feel. So I guess I didn't get as overwhelmed as I did last time. But it was more, I think I was like trying, I don't know if I was trying to see it or feel it more this time. So I kind of blocked a little. I'm not quite sure. But anyway, it was definitely incredible, and I'm glad to have been there. And as like we said before, I don't like coming back. I do like to stay there if I can. And when you said it was a mile high, when I looked up, like, it really hurt my neck to, like, I looked up and I don't know if it was a mile, but it was quite big, the room this time. And I had 4 pillars supporting it.
Oh, wow.
Huge, like separated 4 pillars. And the dragons were probably about, I don't know, maybe 20 feet high. So they were pretty big. So I had to crawl, we all had to crawl up to get on, but it was quite interesting. I can't wait to meditate now. You know, I'll have to go take my nap and drink my water and process, but yeah.
Thank you.
It was different.
Thank you, Rebecca. That's great.
Thank you.
Sure. Maureen, I know you've got like 3 minutes before you have to check out. Can you share real quickly before you leave us? Can you unmute your mic?
There.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. I can stay a little over. But I got there in my Merkaba ship that I activate around my body and travel. And I landed outside the pyramid. Now, this is not unusual to me. I do this often. I am not inside where we're going. I'm outside. And I try to get in and it just doesn't work. So I have to ask for help. And I did. And a dragon helped me. I don't know if it was mine or another one, but I mean, my guide or someone else, but it helped me in. And it took me a little while to accommodate, you know, myself in there and actually feel like I was inside. But it's strange. I've been there before.
Wow.
Yeah, I dreamed it, but it wasn't lit. It was just like there was a dais, you know, a little platform stage thing, and there was a goddess on it, and I was there to talk to her. But I could see the vastness of the place, but it was all dark. You couldn't see the ceiling, you couldn't see back. There was no lights lit, no torches. But I know I've been there. So that was interesting. And then let's see, what other did I want to share? Yeah, the Dragon Queen. This is the strangest thing. And I don't quite know what to make of it, but if any of you know of Donatella Versace, okay, she doesn't look human anymore because she's done so much work on her face. And I saw her yesterday. And again, I thought she was all dolled up, looking very well dressed and costumed in a beautiful gown, long blonde hair. And I looked at her again and I thought, why would she do that to herself? You know, but this is what happened. She is the dragon queen. That's her. And so when the dragon, this is what came to me, you know, this may not make any, you know, you thinking, no, but when I saw the queen dragon, I immediately knew it was Donatella Versace. And so I thought, definitely going to have to change my idea about what it is right for people to do to themselves in order to be what they want to be. And she obviously feels very natural in her skin. You can tell by the way she moves and smiles and everything. She's fine. And I know she's had a lot of criticism about it, but at any rate, if she is in fact the dragon queen, that answers a lot of questions for me. So why a person would do that? She's the queen. She can do what she wants. The queen of dragons, golden dragons. So that was interesting, and that's where that's all that happened. And I did ride back on a dragon. I thought that was great. And the name that came to me was for a dragon guide was Rasotua. Raso, and then there was an H, and then Tua, T-U-A. So, you know, this stuff is all coming new to me because I've not ever had answers within meditations before. I just come out and think, you know, I'm not hearing my messages. And but now they're starting to come in. So how I interpret them may be new, you know, not necessarily as deep as we'll learn to go in our meditations and get our answers, but nevertheless, that's what happens. So
Well, and it's important to trust what you're receiving, because it's easy for the mind to say, oh, I'm making this up. It's just my imagination. But that's how we receive stuff. And so you've got to trust what you get.
Yeah. Okay. So whatever she has to teach, I guess I'll do some more research on her and see if something dragony comes out in the way she, you know, she's very bold. Obviously, she's very fiery. There's lots of things about her now that I think about it that would be qualities of a dragon queen, but you know. Anyway, so thank you. I enjoyed that very much, and I enjoyed seeing and meeting you all. Thank you, and I do have to go. So thank you again for everything.
Thank you, Maureen, for joining us. See you
Bye.
soon, honey.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. So Angela, Helen, which one of you wants to go next?
Okay, I'll go because I'm going to have to move some horses.
Okay. Yeah, it's dinner time.
It felt really good. It felt big. These are just like what I felt. And it's so hard to put in words though, but it felt familiar-ish, especially the bigness of it and the funness. Like there was fun, there was community, there was all of that. And I loved, and I don't know if this is, you know, see, here's me second guessing, but I don't know, it was because I do work with big animals. That's why I felt so yummy. I mean, it just felt so natural and so normal to be next to the dragons or whatever, and especially when we got to partner with them. That was huge. And mine was wonderful. I mean, and his name was Miles, spelled with a Y, Myles. And it was just fun. It was fun, like especially when they threw their heads back and the fire went up, and it was just like celebration, like something big, huge, celebratory is coming or something. I don't know. And yeah, to ride him home was just, that was perfect.
Yeah.
Like, let me saddle up and here we go.
Yeah. What you're used to doing. It's interesting how both you and Rebecca are really in that whole feeling modality. That's cool.
Yeah. The only really words that I got, was the name, but yeah, it was all feel. It was celebratory and yay and big, and it was good. It was really good. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, just real quickly before you leave, and I should have mentioned it before Maureen left, the name of my dragon that I received was Osiris. So that's, but also with a Y, which is interesting that your Miles was Elysius, but EL like Y SSEUS. So thank you for joining us, Angela.
I'm gonna run. Somebody needs some food right now.
Well, I gotta quick tell you that my dragon was Linus, Lynes. Isn't that a hoot, folks?
Oh my gosh.
What? And it was like, you said, what's his name? And it was, I'm Linus. I mean, it was like that. And it was Lynes.
That's
Now you're putting too much pressure on me to get a name now. Now I'm going to have to be second guessing myself. Does it have to have a Y in it?
That's funny.
That is.
Bye, Angela. Go ahead, Ellen.
I was very much like Rebecca. That I mean, I'm to be honest, I'm wondering if I didn't swim there like in my mermaid swimming, but I really don't know. I just know because they can swim at 200 miles an hour. But it was like, oh, here I am, and I'm like, oh, this is really cool. And I'm like, oh my God, this place is huge. And then when we got inside and the floor opened, like you, I was like Rebecca, and I was like, oh my God, look at those steps. They were like beautiful white marble. I mean, pure white, beautiful marble. It was gorgeous. And that with the gold. And then when the floor opened, I mean, that was it. When the floor opened, I was like, oh my gosh, this place is huge. Anyway, so that was really cool. And then, I'm like you, Rebecca, I was like twitching and I didn't know. And it was like, hi, everybody, good to see you. Well, so good to see you, blah, 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 and all that stuff, camaraderie. And then just being with the dragons and doing our ceremony and knowing what we were all bringing, that was really cool. And just the sharing was great. And then I was like, when you said about the fire, I was like on fire. And then that was so cool riding home on my dragon. It was like I cooled off. I could feel like the wind all just cooling me off.
Oh, wow. That's
when you said it was come back, it was like, I'm like, no, I was all cooled off, so to speak.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Wow. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, thank you both for sharing so much. I'm going to go back to the slides and, Carol, I guess, wasn't able to make it. She said she'd be here. So we're going to have to skip this part because I don't channel Yeshua. I channel other stuff, but I haven't channeled Yeshua. So maybe she'll be able to share a message with us that I can send out. We'll see, but it's all perfect. It's all in divine order. So we'll just take a moment. If there's any questions about anything that you've experienced today, if you've been doing the replays, anything that you've experienced then, or with any of the other temple activations that you showed up for, anything at all that you want to ask about, now's the time.
I have to remember to write my questions down because the minute you ask me, I go blank.
Yeah.
So I'll have to remember to do that.
Well, and the other thing too, if you want to send in, email me questions for like the next temple activation, then
Okay.
I can answer them in this section too. So you don't have to feel so on the spot.
I'm thinking I might want to do the, what were you talking about? The light coding?
The light code readings. Yeah. Yeah. In fact, actually, that's a pretty good segue. Thank you, Rebecca. Well, first, before we do that, this is when the next ceremony is going to be June 26th. The portal of creativity, which is the sacral chakra. And that Venus temple is in Sedna. And then here, this is the information on the light code reading. So you can just email me through this and we can schedule you whenever it's convenient. We do it over Zoom. I create slides for you so that you can see what the aspects are on one slide and then how they show up on your natal and solar chart on the next slide. And I record it, so you get the recording and you get the slides. Here, let me stop the share so you can see what Helen's trying to show you. Go ahead, Helen. Oh, you printed yours out. You printed yours out.
Oh, look.
Oh, and I don't know, what was it you were asking me that you need my birthday for?
Yeah, well, I'll need it to do the light code reading, but also to know what your Venus overtone is. And if you read that blog post on the Capricorn goddess, you'll get a better understanding of what I'm referring to when I say Venus overtone. So yeah, I'll need that, your birthday. Actually, go ahead and, because I don't need the time and place. If you don't mind on the recording giving me your birthday, or if you want to type it in the chat so nobody sees it and I can tell you.
I don't care. It's December 7th, 64.
Okay.
And I was born at 1:55 a.m.
Okay. So you're a Gemini goddess overtone. So what's really important, let me go back to that slide really quick where I had, oh, I got to put it on the share screen again. Sorry. Okay, so you're a Gemini goddess. Everybody that is a Gemini goddess overtone, Carol, Greg, Denise, and you all had your Venus returns last year. The Gemini goddess was on the world stage last year. The Gemini goddess transformed or transmuted into the Capricorn goddess that is on the stage now. And as I said, before the Capricorn goddess came onto the world stage, it was the Aquarius goddess, which is why Angela is having her Venus return now. So it explains in that blog post that unlike your solar return, which happens every year on your birthday, the Venus return happens every 8 years. And this is why it's particularly important to engage consciously with it. So in that blog post, I give a link to the classes that I did on the Gemini goddess journey. And for those of you that have the Gemini goddess that just had that Venus return, I really encourage you to go back from the beginning and watch all of those classes because they're really pertinent to you personally in terms of having just had that Venus return, because you won't have another one again for 8 years.
Okay. Is it still affecting and working what's going on? Because
Well,
we just had one, or was it the 8 years up to that?
So the way that I like to look at it is that what happens at your Venus return sets the stage for the next 8 years.
Okay.
That's why it's really important to go look and go through each of those classes.
Okay.
They're on my YouTube channel.
Okay.
And you'll learn all about the Venus synodic cycle. And
I might just email you and have you kind of let me know, because I won't remember what you just said.
That's fine. That's fine.
Of where to find them and stuff, so,
Yeah,
okay.
no, that's fine. That's
Thank
fine.
you, Sophia.
Sure, if you're on YouTube and you Google the Roseville Mystery School, you'll find my channel.
I think I have you booked already, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and so I've got different playlists. So the Sacred Feminine playlist is all of those Gemini goddess classes.
I don't even have a pen here. Okay,
But yeah, you can email me and
okay.
I can point you in the right direction.
All right, thank you.
All right. So let me just stop the share and just say thank you so much for showing up today. I'm looking forward to next month. And I will see you soon. And as always, feel free to email me with any questions that may come up.
All right, thank you so much. Bye, Helen.
Okay,
Okay.
bye, Rebecca. Have you ever been to the Canary Islands?
No.
No, anyone? No.
No.
Okay, me neither.
Okay.
Well, except when we just went.
Except
Right.
just now.
For just now, right? Exactly. Exactly.
I have been to Sedona, so this is gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
Yes, I love
Yes, me
Sedona,
too.
yes.
Yes. So
My brother lives there.
oh, fantastic. Fantastic. Yeah, that's going to be really special. So excited about that one. All right. I'll get this
Thank you.
recording out as soon as I can.
All right, thank you.
All right,
Bye-bye.
bye.
Bye, ladies.